Oops. I'll get the rest of them so you can take minutes right now.
Oh, yeah. Just not on Zoom, but that's okay. I don't know if
Yeah.
Is Suzanne back on?
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
before we start our official recording, what were the items that we, again, to make sure that I've got everything down here? Because we kind of got distracted on the.
You guys have authorized changes.
Do you guys realize you're muted?
We started the meeting yet.
Sorry.
We're just trying to make sure we got the agenda correct.
So I'm to write a letter after this motion on who's going to do the commissioner that's going to talk to the public health interim director. Is that what you were asking me?
What I was asking is, are we going to have a memo to her
Right.
saying this is what we're doing?
Yes, and I think Gene's gonna do that memo.
Okay. Got it?
Me?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So are we ready to come out of executive session? Everybody on? Everybody
Yes.
recording over here?
Yes.
Recording's on there.
Okay.
You unmuted for.
So we're coming out of an executive session that was held for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific questions under 24C, 402, 4B, and personnel matters 24C, 402, 4F of Colorado Revised Statutes. So, and no decisions were made. We are now back in the temporarily adjourned special meeting of the Board of County Commissioners for September 2nd. Okay, first item on the list is this draft letter regarding an audit.
So I had proposed to the board the possibility of writing a letter to the audit divisions for the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, as well as the state audit division. I'd be looking for authorization from the board to go ahead and do that, to draft the letter, and for a motion to authorize one of the commissioners. I would recommend the chair to sign the letter. And so I'd be looking for a motion directing me to draft that letter for the chair's signature to be sent to CDPHE and to the state audit division.
And I would
Yeah.
make that.
Thank you,
Second.
Suzanne. So Suzanne Bothell has moved that. Second?
Second.
Okay, and Gene Glover, Commissioner Glover has seconded it. Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay, passes. The next item was concerning the coronavirus relief fund grant and who in the county is going to hold responsibility for that. And right now, we want to make sure that since this is not necessarily a public health related grant, that it wouldn't be considered one of the public health grants. And so, what are we proposing here?
What I would advise the board is for there to be motion and a vote on whether that should be within the public health department and be administered by the interim public health director. My advice would be that the motion be that it not be handled by the interim public health director, as it's unrelated to public health and the essential purposes of public health, and that that be within the administrative office for now, and for it to be determined at a later date who will actually administer those grant funds.
Is there any discussion on that? If not, I'll take a motion.
I make that motion. We perceive that what Ryan had in the statement on it. So,
Second.
And we have a second on it. Any other discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, do we have other items before us?
Did you want to set another meeting or just leave it open right now till your next meeting in September 16th?
Do we need to set a date for a meeting right now, or can we wait until?
Or a work session, if there's anything else you need on a work session, so if we need to start putting stuff together for like next week or stuff. I mean, it's a holiday so it's.
Monday's a holiday.
Yeah, so just right now, just leave it unless something comes up, and then I can get a hold of
Okay.
you guys, John and Suzanne and Jean, if you want another meeting, or if Brian needs something.
I would almost recommend that there be a work session of the Board of County Commissioners sitting as the Board of Health for perhaps Monday, the 14th. And then as part of that, just check back in with public health employees, see what each respective employee is doing. There have been some adjustments to roles and responsibilities. And so I think it would be prudent for the board to kind of examine what's going on and what our current resource allocation is within that department.
Good enough, sir. Are you all, the commissioners, comfortable with setting a Board of Health meeting for the 14th?
I am. That's fine with me.
That would be a Board of Health, not a work session.
We can do both.
We could call it a work session and a special meeting. The special meeting agenda could include the work session.
So, okay, so just basically publish it as a special meeting.
Are you okay with that, Commissioner Bothell?
That's going to be a very busy day for me. Can we make it brief and early or something, or what is the?
Well, I was proposing a work session on that 14th only because that would be 2 days prior to the scheduled meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. And so if anything comes out of a work session that you need to address in a subsequent meeting and have some time to process, then that gives you some time. Otherwise, you can move it up to sometime later next week or after. I don't have a preference on the timing. That was my recommendation, or the justification for my recommendation.
Suzanne, I understand you're busy. We can probably take care of this in an hour, hour and a half, I would think. Unless a bunch of other stuff shows up, we have to do it.
I can probably make it work, but it would be appreciated if it was brief.
Well, depends on what shows up before us, but I agree with you because I also am crowded that day, but that's.
And what? What time?
References?
I'm up at 4:30, so whatever's good for everybody else.
Good, you can
5?
come down.
5?
I mean, I have things I have to do in the morning on the ranch, which makes it a little hard for me to do the real early meetings.
It don't matter to me. We can
Let me just confirm it.
If we can do it at 8:30 or 9,
Would 9 o'clock work for you, Suzanne?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, let's just set it for 9. We'll try to keep it brief. Hopefully, one thing about it is if we communicate in the meantime, a lot of this information, if there's stuff we've got to look at, we can just be up to speed on it before we show up. Save some explanation.
So I want to clarify this so Bobby can get it out. The Monday meeting will be a work session only.
It depends. Do you want to have a special meeting with a work session within, or do you just want to have a work session?
He suggests a special meeting with work session within,
Okay.
how we have, but the special meeting was kind of the Board of Health thing, right?
Right.
Where
So
we would meet with the.
if you're time limited and don't want to go through a whole agenda, it might make sense to just have a work session that day and table any items for additional items for the Wednesday, the 16th. And that's
So we could do that, but we could still list it as a special,
You absolutely can.
let's do a special meeting, table everything else, deal with the stuff before us.
should be out by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We'll take care of this. Okay, is there anything else before the board?
Is she trying to?
She's talking about something else.
Anything else? You have anything? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion, do we have a second? Okay, motion second, all in favor? Aye. We're done.